I had a good upbringing. I wasn't always the most well-behaved growing up through my school years. I did drift into a couple of different boxing clubs in and out of the town. And you can see why some people pick up the bug for it and maintain it, but never really had the staying power. You discover other things to entertain yourself. When the COVID crisis came in and the government put us all in lockdown, so I was just sat at the computer every day. Now that went on and on. I wasn't leaving the house. I was staying in, working, and then at night, there was nothing else to do. So naturally, you were drinking too much, eating too much. After this while of, being cooped up in the house, I thought, I need to do something to get back in shape. Through friends, I heard about a guy in Heywood who was doing one-to-one sessions, and started doing one session a week. That continued for about 2 or 3 months, and then the fella, he asked me if I wanted to come and coach the children at back of the Moss. At first, I was a little bit reluctant. You don't know what you're going to be able to offer them. I started enjoying it more or less straight away. Teaching them different stuff, different techniques. I've been coaching the kids down here now for around 2.5 years. When it began, it was just one session, but it grew, so the capacity of the room couldn't hold that many. So we had to split it into 2 sessions. We began a session for 5 to 10-year-olds, and then a later session for 11 to 17-year-olds. At the back of the Moss, we may be a little bit different to other conventional boxing clubs and clubs that might be affiliated. We get messages all the time saying, I want to bring my son or daughter down, but they may be a little bit nervous or they don't have the confidence. And we have other parents say they want to bring the child here because they may have autism or ADHD or things like absent seizures, and we've never turned anyone away. We do get a lot of kids, not surprisingly. It's quite often kids that have just started high school that come down because they want to be able to defend themselves. Other children, they want to get into it seriously. You'll get little kids coming in saying they want to be Tyson Fury. No 2 children are the same. They all move differently. They all carry themselves differently. You're not talking about teaching them all to be a bunch of robots, and you've got to develop them, I suppose, in their own way. The boxing experience on a whole, I think, has so much benefit in other aspects of adults and children's life. Discipline, confidence. I think it can help them focus on other things. If they maintain that, it keeps them fit and healthy. There's a lot worse things they could be doing in Heywood. When I speak to a parent and they give us the praise and they say how they can see a change in the children, especially if it's a change in their confidence, because that is a brilliant thing to see. Bring a kid out of his shell, someone who might have been nervous, shy, maybe they've had a hard time at school. So to hear it from the parents, what a positive effect it's had on their child is a good feeling. As an adult, when I went back to the one-to-one sessions, that's what happened. Thought, this is great, how it makes you feel. It's not just the physical aspect, all round for your mind and your body. It does make you feel good. Definitely recommend it over any medication for depression that a doctor can prescribe to anyone. There's a lot to be said these days about men's mental health, and in the future we will have aspirations to set up a men's session as well, but I think there's a lot more things we need to put in place before that can happen. So I think that would be something to look forward to. When I took boxing back up again and the training, it was just personal, it was just for myself, make my quality of life better, make my time that I spend with my children easier. I didn't want to be this unhealthy older father who couldn't chase the kids around the park or the garden without keeling over. And I ended up down here, I suppose was just by chance. I think it's important to have this stuff available for kids, especially in a town like Heywood now where you know, the only thing available for younger people is to hang about outside barbers, takeaways, pound shops, stuff like that, basically just with the potential to get into trouble or fall into the wrong crowds of people, or, as what has happened in the town before, possibly be taken advantage of by older people. Coaching the kids does give me a sense of accomplishment. I really have fell in love with it, and I think it's fantastic. So as long as we're here available for them, I'd say there's probably not a kid in the town that is not welcome to come down here.
The thing I love about boxing is like the punching bags and stuff, like it's just a great way to release anger and stuff like that.
I love the one-on-one training, and I love the exercise and self-defence. It just makes you feel better after you've been, because you've done some exercise.
The thing I love about boxing is that you can defend yourself if you ever get in trouble.
The reason I box is to be able to defend myself. It gives me exercise and keeps me staying fit.
I just go because I want to stick up for myself, because in your life you will have bullies, you will have people that will put you down, and like people that want to fight you, so you've just got to stay ready.